Hello, everyone. This is Talk for Glory, episode 210. We are, 210 episodes deep into Talk for Glory. We are an hour removed off of Monday Night Raw. We are 48 hours removed off of Survivor Series. And as you guys know, where there's wrestling, there's a podcast, where there's predictions, where there's gameplay, there's reviews, and there is Talk for Glory. So before any of all that, you guys already know. You guys know the shebang. This is insanely unscripted, not rehearsed, but you guys know what I'm about to say. Introductions are always a must. I'm Enigma V4, and this is the WWE Survivor Series 2024 review. To kick us off, we're going to start off with some war games. So, Team Rhea versus Team Double Champs. And I do emphasize the double champs. I have mixed feelings about this. Like, the match wasn't bad. I think Liv, Raquel, Nia, Tiffany, and Candice all did their thing. But just something about Rhea, Bianca, Naomi, Io, and Bayley really didn't make me feel like, oh, this team can possibly lose. Because by the end of this, the winner was Team Rhea. And I may as well say this now so I don't go on a whole spiel about it later. The MVP of this, hands down, is the genius of the sky, Io Sky. She is the queen of the sky. She is the OG queen. She is the queen of war. There's not much I can say about Io Sky in this. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed though. I'm sad that Candice and Io didn't start it off. I think that would have really gotten this match into high gear. I didn't really know how to feel about Nia Jax and Bayley starting. Personally, I would have just had Nia Jax come out last. If Team Rhea was saving Rhea for last, should have had Nia come out last for her team. Match power for power. But in that same logic, you can also say the same thing for let's save Bianca for last. But I get it. Raquel was out, so you needed some power out early. Let's see, what's one of my favorite matches? One of my favorite spots in this. Hands down, I think my favorite spot in this women's war game was the trash can spot with Io. That moonsault will go down in history. Move over, Christopher Daniels. There's a new best moonsault ever. And we also got to see one of my favorite moves from Rhea Ripley, that being the Avalanche Riptide. Now, her pinning Liv was a choice. I don't know how I feel about that because I've seen Liv get pinned by Bianca. I've seen her get pinned by Rhea. And Io's also number one contender. So I'm not surprised if Adam Pearce just went, screw it. It's a 4-way. Because I'm a strong believer in you pin the champ, you've got a title match somewhere in the future. But this was not the best women's war games. It's probably more so top 10, less so top 5. But be all and end all, congratulations Team Rhea on the win. Next, let's move into some mid-card championships. That being the United States Championship, defending champ, LA Knight, versus the King of Strong Style, the rock star, the artist, however many nicknames this man has, Shinsuke Nakamura. But all those nicknames mean nothing now because we will now be calling him the new United States Champion. I don't know how people felt. I know how I felt. But there's been some discourse about people saying that so Melo couldn't win and Andrade couldn't win, but Shinsuke can beat LA Knight. Yes, he can. Because no matter what you guys may say or think or feel, Shinsuke is technically a veteran in comparison to those two. And this new version of Shinsuke, which I kind of call him Shinsuke Muda because of the mist, I think this version could definitely beat LA Knight. This fast? Well, we just saw. He definitely did it. Now, a lot of people are going to go, oh, one of the other guys should have won it. I'm going to say this now. Do I think someone in the mid-card should be winning that U.S. title? Yes. Is it insane that it wasn't Melo or Andrade? Hell, I'll even throw you a bone. I was hoping Santos Escobar would be the one. But I am perfectly fine with Shinsuke Nakamura being the one to beat LA Knight. And this was a good run. It wasn't too lengthy. It wasn't some 365-day title run. As me and Smooth have always been saying, not every title match needs to be a year long. And LA Knight had a good run, no matter what people say or feel about it. Now we are in the new era, the new reign of Shinsuke Nakamura. Congratulations, new champ. Hope you go far. You know, we're not done talking about mid-card titles because this match was fucking heat. It was a triple threat match featuring defending champ Braun Breaker versus the Celtic Warrior trying to finish his story versus Ludwig Kaiser trying to start his story. And these three tore the damn house down. If there was no War Games, there was no men's War Games, this would have definitely had match of the night. Speaking of which, I will give a little spoiler. This match is definitely getting the Talk for Glory star rating. So, after the show, be on the lookout for those star ratings. Don't worry, 5 stars aren't easily passed around here. No matter if you're in the Tokyo Dome or not. But this match was brutal. I think Sheamus is, for some reason, a triple threat god. Or just triple threat Intercontinental Championship. Because the moment you put Sheamus, triple threat, and Intercontinental Championship all in the same sentence, a new mode gets unlocked. Like, Sheamus becomes a DOC character with all the hacks the moment you mention it's a triple threat for the IC title. Dare I say, he's the best. Because name me one triple threat for the IC title that Sheamus missed. No, this man's the goddamn MVP. This man keeps cooking. But I got to give flowers where flowers are due. I got to give some flowers to Ludwig Kaiser as well, because Smooth, when he was here for predictions, he talked about how he thinks Ludwig Kaiser is going to pull the upset. There were a lot of times in this where I thought so as well. I thought, holy crap, Smooth might be right. There was like if I had to do some Steiner math real quick, I do believe that Ludwig Kaiser had a 33% chance winning, while Sheamus had a 40% chance winning. But then Braun Breaker also had a 36% chance winning, or 26%. You know, what the hell I'm doing fucking Steiner math. Of course it's wrong, but it's right because at the end, Braun Breaker is the one that wins this by the skin of his teeth, by spearing Ludwig Kaiser out of his boots. And speaking of which, I'm glad that Ludwig Kaiser remembered that this is a triple threat and brought out the shillelagh. It was just like, no DQ, and no one's decided to pull out a weapon. Let me be the first. Unfortunately, he was the only. He had the right game plan. He had the right motive. But he didn't have the muscle just like Sheamus and Braun Breaker did, because that bro kick knocked him out. Then that spear knocked him out. And then Braun Breaker was just picking the bones of Sheamus, and he delivered his spear. 1, 2, 3. Still Intercontinental Champion. Braun Breaker's IC title run is going to be talked about. His second run is going to be legendary. We're going to be talking about the destructive war dog that is known as Braun Breaker. But now that we're done with the mid-card championships, now let's talk about the World Heavyweight Championship, where it was defending champ, the Ring General, call him Gunther, call him Walter, call him whatever the fuck you guys want, versus Damian Priest, with the winner being Gunther. But let me talk about this match. I don't know what it was. I wasn't fully into it. And I was watching with friends, and we were all like really just enjoying it. But there was just something about like, I love the idea like this person might win, but no, just there was really never a point where I thought to myself, I see Damian Priest winning right now, and then Gunther wins later. Like that's how I feel with like Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. But I just could not feel that with Priest and Gunther for some reason. But when I tell you that those submissions that Gunther was locking in, he was locking them in for dear life. He saw a limb to target and he did his job. I will say Gunther is probably one of the best technical wrestlers that WWE has to offer. So when it comes to his limb targeting, it doesn't feel so out of nowhere or forced like a lot of wrestlers do. For me personally, just like, I don't care who you are. If your opponent has like a bad leg, but let's say you do 2 submissions every 3 years, I'm not expecting to pull out your submission. But when you're a submission expert, even if it's not your finisher, if you do like 50 arm bars to someone's bad arm, I'm mentally okay with that for the simple fact of, well, you're a submission specialist, so you see an injured body part, you're really good at excelling at those. So whenever I've seen people like Zack Sabre Jr., Bryan Danielson, Kushida, Azumi, Shuri, when I've seen people target certain parts of the body, that's perfectly fine for me. When I saw Gunther do it, I just thought, oh, perfect. This is the greatest time for Gunther to target Damian's arm. No south of heaven, no anything. As long as Priest doesn't get any comebacks. Which, he barely did. He barely got a comeback, and I'm glad about that because the weeks leading up to Survivor Series, it was really shown that, like, oh yeah, a on guard 100% Damian Priest kind of can beat Gunther's ass. So, with an injured body part, Gunther's chances went from, let's say, 99% to now 110%. But in the end, I was not the biggest fan of Finn Balor coming out because, like me and Smooth were talking about, like, oh yeah, I just hope Finn Balor doesn't come out or anything like that. Dude, let it go. The score is like 1 to like 10. Like, Priest has already beaten you on the rest of Judgment Day multiple times. The only thing this did lead up to was a eventual Gunther versus Finn match, which I believe that if the pandemic never happened, we would have gotten one with a proper story back in NXT UK even. Or even if you look at, oh, this could be a triple threat match now. Yeah, for the Royal Rumble probably. Oh wait, no, it's fucking February. The Royal Rumble's in February, guys. I'm sorry. So I guess whatever is in January, they'll think of something. What pay-per-view would you guys want back? Because this move to February really has me thinking, like, are you guys just gonna pull a random pay-per-view and just place it in December for now? Not December, in February for now? For January. For January for now. And now that's kind of where my brain's at. But be all and end all, I'm all glad for Gunther winning. Clean, no, and he again, it really puts an asterisk next to Priest's name whenever it says lost to Gunther, and it's gonna say help via Finn Balor twice. So it's like, can Gunther beat Damian Priest? Because we haven't seen that. We haven't seen Gunther beat Damian Priest clean. But I know that this one's late and it's off of Monday Night Raw. So I'm going to thank anyone that comes out and listens to this. I know someone always tells me to hit the socials. So even though you're not here, you guys know what to do when it comes to Talk for Glory. And that's make sure you guys follow the socials. You guys can follow myself at Enigma underscore before underscore. Follow Young Smooth at Young Smooth TFG. You guys can follow me at Enigma underscore before on my TikTok. Again, guys, I'm almost at 10K. So thank you if you guys are already following me. Follow me on my Instagram at Enigma underscore at Enigma period before. My Twitch at Enigma underscore before underscore. Smooth's Twitch at Smooth A1. My Kick the Gaming website, Enigma underscore before. And remember, guys, where there's wrestling, where there's a podcast, there is Talk for Glory. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Eventually, there will be a YouTube podcast, I'm guessing. You guys make sure you follow Talk for Glory. And now it's time for us to hit the main event. It is the men's War Games match. The OG Bloodline and CM Punk versus New Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, the Gorillas of Destiny, God, Jacob Fatu, and Bronson Reed. With the winners being the OG Bloodline and CM Punk. This match was fucking awesome. It had to get simulated. It had to get the best match video. I'm a little sad that we didn't get our first two to be the Usos and Gorillas of Destiny. But first off, I love that Tama Tonga was just tweaking like a fucking crackhead when he was the first guy. Like, this dude's literally climbing the entire, like, double caged. Like, ease. Tama Tonga was just climbing the cage like nothing. Like, I've seen this man do some wild things in New Japan. I've seen this dude fucking go ape shit over a iron finger. This man is just unhinged. And then Jey Uso's entrance was fucking awesome. Canada was awesome. There's no words to explain Jey Uso. That dude's just over as fuck. But they started off, and they were pretty cool. I had my fun. And then who comes out next? I'm under the impression it's Tonga Loa. We are going to get the Gorillas of Destiny, and then next we're going to get Jimmy Uso. And then it's like, oh, wait, no. So that happened. So it was Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga and the Usos. But then the funniest thing happens. Jacob Fatu just starts turning up. Like, this man is beating everybody's ass. Like, everybody. And then Sami Zayn comes out after Punk's about to, like, go out, but then Roman's like, nah, let the honorary Usos go. I liked how they weren't all on the same page. So it's a little can they coexist BS storyline. But hey, it's War Games. Here on Talk for What, we never bitch about War Games. We fucking love that match. I don't know if, like, me and Smooth will ever do a video on, like, a top 5, top 10, like, oh, what's our best, like, not best, what's our favorite matches? But, you know, maybe not, whichever. But yeah, so then Sammy comes out and he's turning up, and then not Jey Uso, actually, no, let me say Jey Uso too. So Sammy and Jimmy do the handshake, and on the floor, Jey Uso also does the handshake, and that just got a laugh out of me. And they're, like, beating up everyone, and I'm so fucking happy about it. Then Tonga Loa comes out finally. What? Not Tonga Loa. No, yeah. Then Bronson Reed No, yeah. I was fucking right about that. Yeah, Bronson Reed comes out because Tonga Loa came second to last for some reason, and he starts fucking up everyone. And now the $1 million question was, all right, so what are we doing when Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu both get in the ring? Nothing. The answer was nothing because everybody got fucked up. Then Punk finally gets his shot in after he pushes Roman out the way, like, nah, fam, you let Sammy go, you ain't going this time. Punk did his thing until he met up with Jacob Fatu. Then he got fucked up. And then, so I'm probably remembering the order wrong. You guys can always fact check me on this. So as the OG Bloodline are getting fucked up by, I'm just going to say Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu, because that's what it basically was. They were getting fucked up by both of them. Then Tongaloa finally gets in there. And I just got to point one thing out, and that like got like the smallest pop out of me. Well, two things. One, it was that they were hitting guerrilla tactics, which is Tongaloa holds the opponent's legs up, and Tama Tonga does like a crossroads. But I guess like if you play the WWE 2K games or SmackDown versus Raws or whatever, it would be called like rolling the dice. And that just always got a pop out of me as I was watching it, and I'm just like, guerrilla tactics. But then they fucking teased that they were about to hit a magic killer, and one of my friends was looking at me like, wait, what do you mean? So I see Tama grab, I believe it was Jay's head. No, it was Jimmy. It was Jimmy, and Tongaloa is standing diagonal from him, and I was like, oh, that's a setup for a magic killer. But no, it got interrupted by I believe Sami Zayn. So even if it was a tease, I was like, oh my god, seeing them hit a magic killer in WWE would have been fire. But finally, Solo comes out, and now Bloodline 2.0 is beating everyone's ass. And again, by Bloodline 2.0, I mean primarily Jacob Fatu and Bronson Reed are beating everyone's ass. Then Roman finally comes out. By the way, Solo locked the doors, which I think was dumb as shit. If you think a man can't climb, honestly, you should have just had someone like camping right there. Should have had Brothers of Destiny like sitting on top of the cage. Like that would have been smart. Like, oh wait, I have the key. I've locked the door. What else can you do? Climb. Roman climbs, knocks down everybody, does a crossbody. I can't remember the last time Roman does a crossbody. And that was one of my favorite spots, just because I'm like, never seen that one before. But now it's time for the real, like the number one favorite spot. My favorite spot is definitely, hands down, Bronson Reed attempting to hit a tsunami. What's up, Dracula, man? Yeah, Raw was tough. It was pretty tough. And oh man, I'm fucking mad at myself that I couldn't get this one out before Raw. But I'm just talking about like the cool stuff that happened in this War Games, and how Bronson Reed tried to go for a tsunami, and that was fucking awesome. Like it got the biggest pop out of me. Whether he connected or not, that was gonna get a pop out of me because. All right, so if we see EO do a moonsault with a trash can, and Tiffany does a swanton, all right, that's cool. That's cool. And you see Jimmy do a Uso splash, that's cool. And like just thinking of the physics of it, the impact that one might receive, from Tiffany Stratton landing on them, from Io with the trash can landing on, from Jimmy Uso landing on them. Yeah, like that all might hurt, might knock the wind out of you. But fucking hell, could you imagine if Bronson Reed had landed that tsunami on Roman Reigns? Shinsuke Nakamura versus LA Knight was my favorite match out of the matches that occur in Survivor. Dude, respect, man. Respect. We all have our favorites. But yeah, like Bronson Reed about to hit a tsunami got the biggest pop out of me. And when that happened, I just couldn't stop. Like my eyes were open, like my eyes were wide open, which is kind of funny because I was watching this a little bit fresh out of work, so I wasn't mentally all there until the tsunami. Because I'm just like, dude, if Bronson Reed connects, Roman's ribs are finished. He might not make it to like Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber. But, Punk being a good man, being a fellow Paul Heyman guy, pulled Roman out the way. And then that's when OG Bloodline and Punk just took the momentum because Jacob Fatu fucked up his leg, I guess. Bronson Reed just killed himself. Now we're down to Solo, Guerrillas of Destiny, And that's it. So I liked by the end of this, Roman climbing the cage was the best part of the War Games. Dude, for me, it was that tsunami. Hit or miss, doesn't matter. That tsunami will live rent free in my mind for quite some time. Along with EO doing a moonsault with a trash can, because in predictions I said EO's gonna have to outdo herself because now 1 year she's done moonsault, then the next year she's jumped with a trash can. So now what else can EO Sky do at War Games? And she said, "Look, guys, I heard your predictions, and I got you right now. What if I do a moonsault? EO, you already done that. Wait, with a trash can." After that, I let EO cook. I'm not gonna lie, I might start fighting for EO to be Talk for Glory Women's Wrestler of the Year again. I might have to start fighting. I'm not gonna lie. We are 6:30 with a moonsault next War Games. What's funny enough is EO knows how to do a 450. I've seen her do it. Can she still do it? I don't know. EO being able to do a 450 might be in the vault like AJ being able to do a spiral tap. But back to this main event. Yeah, so it was an all-out war where I respect Solo for going, all right, you guys got me outnumbered, but I ain't going out like no bitch. That man got super kicked, not one, not two, but 3 times. Then haluva kicked, then GTS'd, then speared. Was that overkill? Absolutely. But in the end, the original Bloodline ended up winning. And that's how we closed out War Games. I talked to Smooth about it, and as a whole, this wasn't the best War Games for the men's on the main roster. For me, it's still 2022. Like, that War Games is heat to me. That War Games is still my favorite one. But when you put the whole show together, this was probably one of the best pay-per-views of the year. But that's why it's a part of the Big Four. And that's why, to myself and Smooth, it is the real Road to WrestleMania starter. But that was the Survivor Series review. Again, I know I did this one a little late, and that one's on me. This is the final chapter of the November series. So if you guys enjoyed the Stardom X New Japan crossover stuff, the AEW Full Gear stuff, and hopefully the Survivor Series stuff, that was all in November. Talk for Glory still has more to give you, that being in December, that being this month. So turn on those post notifications, drop a like, drop a sub, put up your Christmas trees. AEW and CMLL. What about AEW and CMLL? AEW X New Japan. What about that? Are you talking about Wrestle Dynasty? That's January, man. But what was it? Wow, I lost my train of thought. But so there's more to be coming in December, hopefully. Where there's still going to be gameplay. There's still going to be reviews. There's still going to be predictions. There's your next cover. The next cover is, we'll have to figure that out. We will have to figure out. Like, December just started, and I don't really know the wrestling calendar like the back of my hand. So I know Final Battle's coming up. It's in the Manhattan. It's going to be in the Hammerstein Ballroom. So who knows? Maybe might go to that. Been a while since Talk for Glory brought some ROH here. Heads up, we are not covering Saturday Night Main Event. That's kind of like a house show to me, and with extra steps. I know for Stardom, they have their Queendom, which is at the end of the month. But we'll figure it out. But you guys, just make sure you guys stay in the Discord. You guys know what to do. To drop a like, drop a sub, put up your Christmas trees, for God's sakes. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, enjoyed the gameplay, enjoyed the predictions. But above all else, I do hope you guys stay safe. Have a great day and or night, because time zones are weird. And above all else, enjoy wrestling. Oh, there was one last thing before I close this out. So with War Games now being done, I now want to ask, for people that are fans of multiple wrestling companies, what is your favorite faction, group, whatever you call it, double ring cage match? And what I mean by that is, which match did you prefer? Which match did you like more? Did you enjoy the Dog Pound match featuring United Empire and Bullet Club War Dogs? Did you guys enjoy AEW Blood and Guts, Team Elite versus Team AEW? Or did you guys enjoy Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0? Which one did you enjoy the most? Which ones did you enjoy the least? In what order did you guys enjoy these? But with all that being said, now I hope you guys stay safe, have a great day and or night, and most importantly, enjoy wrestling.